All right, what is going on, you guys? So as you can see, today we are testing out the new microphone to see how it goes. Hopefully it goes fine. Today, what we're gonna get into is something that's very long overdue. We are going to officially be taking off the coilovers on this Red Reaper and putting back on the stock suspension with the lowering springs. The ride, it's clunky, it's stiff. Rev 9 coilovers just are straight ass. So I'm gonna go back, because I do daily this currently when I'm not on the motorcycle. I'm gonna go back, and yes, I'm in uniform because I'm about to go to work soon, but I figured this would be a pretty easy thing to just pop out the springs, pop in the old shit and get it to it. Usually if you're gonna replace the suspension on one of these S-197s, the front's the hardest to do. I don't need to worry about that because the coilover is already taken off in the front. I'm gonna hop over the back. It's usually pretty upfront and easy to do. So I'm thinking hopefully we can get it done within an hour and I can put on my top and go to work. It's a little chilly outside, so just know I'm struggling for you guys. I don't want to put on my top and be on camera. Those that are in the military understand. But yeah, we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and jack this sucker up. I'm gonna turn on the air compressor and I'm gonna get these wheels off, and then we're gonna get started. All right, so we have officially gotten the car fully jacked up. We are going to go ahead now and get under here, and I believe we are going to disconnect the sway bar end links and go ahead and let them suckers drop on down. And then we should be able to drop the suspension down a little bit more. I've already pulled out one of the coilover springs. I'm pretty sure it's what made them so stiff, is because, well, they're so short compared to the ones we're going to add on. So let's get to it. All right, so we got the sway bar drop down, as you can see right there. Pretty easy. Just had to take out them bolts right there. It dropped right down. That should give us enough leverage to go ahead and get into there and get the spring put up. I need new rotors. I really need new rotors in the back. All right, so we have officially gotten the bolts out right here. I used the jacked up the rear end, and then after I took off these bolts right here, I was able to lower the jack and lower the rear end. Like I said, I already took out the spring, but usually this is around the time that you would want to take out your stock spring if you are doing any modifications to your car, putting on lowering springs, you know, with stock suspension. I didn't have that issue. Now I believe what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and slide in the Ibachi Sports. If you're wondering, this is the Ibachi Sports line. I know we're gonna have a little bit of a wheel gap. I'm okay with that, all things considered, with the drive. Later on down the road we might get some better coilovers for the Red Reaper, but for now this is what we're gonna stick with. Budget build until somebody else gets in the office. Anyways, so that's what we're gonna deal with for now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the springs thrown in, and then I'll give you guys a little update when we're back. All right, so as you guys can see, the springs are officially in. Ran into a little bit of a trouble. I kind of had to max out the jack a little bit, like lowering it. I know my hands are dirty, get over it. Kind of had to keep lowering the jack because I was having an issue where I was trying to wedge the spring in there. Just so you know, even though the jack's fully down, keep it there for support, but you can push down on the rear end because it's obviously still being held up by these. So I think at this point what we are going to do is we are going to attempt to take these off. I might set the car down, take it for a little test ride with the coilovers on it and see if that makes a difference, because I'm curious. All right, what is going on, you guys? So we are back. Had a little issue with these bolts, ended up getting cross-threaded. So as you can see, the sun's out, and I've been dealing with that, but I finally got it in. I got the
bolts in there, and then I put the sway bar back up. So now we should be able to jack the rear end all the way down. I'm gonna do a little test and trial like I mentioned earlier, where I am going to keep the coilovers on there, and I want to see if that helps with the ride height, but keep the springs because the springs were so god awful, and see if that changes anything. So we'll see. If I don't like how it drives still and it's still stiff, then I'll know that it was the coilover indeed, and then I'll go ahead and smack the stock ones back on. But for now, I'm curious if it was the spring the whole time or if it was the coilovers. So we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna go ahead and put the wheels back on, bolt it up, and then we're gonna see. All right, so check it out. We got the wheels back on. As you can see, the wheel gap's there again. I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. Hopefully not. Usually when you roll these cars back, it usually sets better. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna take it for a little test drive, see if it's still super stiff. If not, then we'll know we're good to go. But if it is, then we'll know what we need to do next. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are officially in the car. Let's crank her up, pump the clutch 3 or 4 times, because if you didn't peep on the Instagram, we have officially got the twin disc clutch installed, the McLeod RST. Big shout out to Hypermotive Performance. They 100% hooked me up, did great, got it done quick. And not only that, the owner took me for a ride in his, I think he said 750 to the wheel, S650. And dude, when I tell you that fucking boost makes a huge difference, it made my shit look slow as fuck. But let's see. I'm still getting used to the clutch, so we'll see how it goes. But for now, let's hope and pray that everything's good to go and that this ride quality is a little bit better. Oh yeah. Oh, it's weird not feeling everything in the road again, but yeah, we finally got it. So that's a plus. You can see I scared the hell out of them women there. Oh, this bitch is popping now. What the fuck? I didn't even do nothing. This bitch is popping all of a sudden. Yeah, so the ride quality is back to where it needs to be. I really hope that me leaving the coilovers on kind of helped the wheel gap a little bit. We can't really do no hard pulls because I'm still in the break-in period of the clutch. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, looks like the Red Reaper is officially not stiff as a brick anymore. Nice. Like I said, later on we're probably gonna throw some coilovers on, probably after we get to Tampa Bay, Florida, once we get this whole moving and everything. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like, hit that share. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to get more content going for you guys. I don't know what installs we're gonna have next on the Red Reaper. I know I need to get to some Harley Davidson stuff. I know I've been saying it forever. I really need to get some satchels for those, for the Harley Davidson. Obviously, when we get to Tampa Bay, Florida, I'm gonna have her back in the garage again. For now, she's sitting outside and it bugs me every day. These wheels, they gotta go sometime. I don't know when, but yeah. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, a little update. It's been a couple days now. As you can see, we got the Red Reaper back jacked up. The reason is because we're taking the coilovers off. Ride height obviously didn't change, monster truck stall, whatever. The issue is I had some clunking going on, which sounded like a blown out shock. So I just assumed that these coilovers just all around Rev 9 is just straight ass. So with that being said, I went ahead and fast forward to today, took those off, put the stock shocks back on for the time being. We're gonna see if that takes care of the clunk issue. If not, I'm gonna look into getting those replaced or upgraded sway bar or something, or you know, this bar right here I've heard can cause it. And I've got a brake kit on order. It's coming in the mail anytime now. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade these to drilled and slotted rotors and do some performance package brake kits down here so we can get that ugly shit off. I looked into brake rotors for the front, drilled and slotted. Right now they seem to be fine. I really want to paint these because the brake dust has just destroyed it, because these wheels are god awful. And when I do sell these wheels, if anybody wants them, hit me up. I'll sell them to you. But I'm gonna get rid of these wheels too soon enough.